Let's get more insight. Also, we understand that today there was a stakeholders meeting held in Plateau State in respect of the killings. And let me let you to hear what the governor of the state, Caleb Mutfwang, said before the closed-door meeting in that stakeholders meeting held in Jos.
The incessant attacks on our land is not about a mere clash. And I ask, how could bandits have occupied the grazing reserve in Wase? And someone tells me that it is a clash. Between who and who? How could they have gone to the forest in Canaan? And someone tells me it is a clash. And I said, between who and who? When it happened in December 2023 in Bokos, when government suddenly descended on hapless communities in Bokos with sophisticated weapons, I don't know what trouble anybody would have gone to look for on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And someone says it is a clash. And I said, between who and who? Is it in time that our hearts became united to deny this fallacy? I look forward to the day any of us will be picked upon, whether Muslim or Christian, irrespective of ethnic loyalty and identity, that we will say the same thing for the world to hear. That what is happening on the plateau is nothing short of genocide.
Let's get to talk about this more. I'm being joined by the leader, one of the leaders of the procession that you saw earlier today. Is a clergy based in Plateau State. Is Reverend Gideon Malcolm, and of course one of the members or one of the leaders also who participated in the stakeholders meeting is a former member of the House of Reps, Honorable Dachon Bagos. Both of them are live for us in Just. Let's speak with Reverend Gideon Malcolm, who is also ready to speak with us. Thank you so much for joining us today. You chose today to lead that procession, Easter Monday. The significance of this is that you said that you wanted to push that the world should know the kind of anguish and the pain that the people on the plateau are facing based on these incessant killings. But what does the church, because I understand that is the church that led this procession. Predominantly, these are Christians who marched the streets today in Jos. What does the church understand by these killings? What information do you have? What knowledge about this? Because the governor is saying something. I don't know if that is the same understanding that the church has on the plateau.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Just remember that the name is Gideon Paramala, not whatever that you call, but it's Gideon Paramala. Thank you again for inviting us to be in your show. Your show is well respected and watched by several people, not just in Nigeria, but also across the world. So I want to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes, you ask an important question that I probably would say this. The church has been on the receiving end of most of these attacks and killings going on in Plateau State. We've lost several pastors. We've lost several pastors' wives. We have several churches that have been burned down. Some of them I have personally visited. Some of the people who are suffering, who have suffered the deadly effect of these attacks, people some of us relate with as pastors and also as a peace builder, by the way. That's part of what I do apart from my pastoral work. So sometimes when you hear narratives that makes no sense, it adds to the pain. it adds to the sorrow. You are killed. You clearly know that this is why you are targeted and killed. And someone in Abuja or some other persons, maybe researchers internationally, try to define what you're going through. It doesn't make sense. So the church understands in part that they're going through persecution. You only need to take the count to see how many pastors have been killed and how many churches have been burned down. Now, am I trying to introduce the element of religion? No, but the crisis, the attacks, churches are targeted, pastors are targeted. So when the president says that this is communal clash, it's retaliatory attacks, honestly, it makes no sense. With due respect to Mr. President. What we're going through, it's not communal clash. Please, Sean, cast your mind back. We've been on this for over 2 decades now. How could anybody in the presidency, including those who provide advice, whether they be national security advisor who visit, or they are ministers of defense or whatever they are, would tell the president that it is communal clash? No, it's not. So the church understands that that's not, and it's addressed in our letter that will go to the president. Is it farmer-herders clash or herders-farmers clash? It's not. The church doesn't see it in that light, for the simple reason that crops are destroyed. Why would you unleash cows on people's crops? You destroy them, and then you find narratives, you create a situation in which it would look like 2 people are clashing, and so you turn it into a conflict. We had that narrative from the former president, Buhari. Oh, it's retaliation. Oh, it's this. Now, Plateau people are some of the most hospitable people you can think of in all of Nigeria. Plateau State is a miniature Nigeria. You have everybody literally from any ethnic nationality present in Jos. So why would you say that the people are not willing to welcome other people? No.
So Reverend Malam, if you may, and the reason why I asked directly, because I know the church is an organized body of believers who are not flippant as an organization. And your position as an organization from the Plateau State chapter means something that before you took to the street, there was something that was fundamental in your heart, that maybe things have gotten out of the hands of the church, and that's why you're going to the public to establish what your heart desire or what your pains are. But to contextualize it, would it be fair if you say that these are organized, because the governor said these are organized acts of terror? But if that's the case, because what you are describing tonight is as such that the church is under siege on the plateau, would it be right to say, and the governor told me on this program, that it's some kind of genocide? I mean, make sense of it. Who wants to kill the Christians? Who are against it? Who is against the church? What would be the motive of wanting to end Christians on the plateau? Does it make sense that there is a coordinated attack on a religion in this country that is multi-religious?
Yeah, thank you, Sean, again. Quite frankly, when you look at what's happening on the plateau, and I think it would not be totally correct for me to claim that it's only the plateau, but Christians have suffered a lot as a result of the insecurity that we have experienced. So yes, the church does think that she is under siege. She is under attack. There are multiple factors that are responsible for some of what we're experiencing. Some of them are political, some are economic, but significantly, the church has been a heavy casualty. Now, remember that most of those communities that have been targeted and have been attacked consistently for over a decade now, nearly 2 decades, are Christian-dominated communities. What does that tell you? Consider that many churches have lost members Most of these farmers are Christians. Remember that sometimes some of these people in some of these attacks would be in the church when they are attacked. On the Christmas Eve attack, I personally went to Mangoro, all those villages. I toured them personally with relief materials under the auspices of our Peace Foundation, the Paramalam Peace Foundation. And we discovered that a number of churches were burned down, the pastorium burned down, pastors killed. I have the statistics. That can be sent if you so need it. And then we went to one place, a pastor with the name Pastor Gideon. His wife, pregnant wife, 5 daughters, some of them from the university, came home for Christmas holidays. The church was burned down. The pastorium was also set ablaze. And Pastor Gideon was out. All of his children have died. He has consistently told me he won't be able to go back and live in that house. What does that say? I think I'm giving you a beat. If people are not telling the president the correct picture, some of us are here to tell the president the correct picture. Are we trying to just introduce religion into it? No, it's a factor. Christians are part and parcel of what you call Nigeria. Do they matter? They matter. Are Christians willing to live in peace? Yes. And that is why the procession today was actually a peaceful one. I'm glad it's thousands of people that came out. Something that would be ranging between 7,000 to 10,000 perhaps. But it was peaceful, well conducted. We're giving a signal that if the president is not ready to act, then we will find a way to continue drawing the attention of the nation and drawing the attention of the global community. And by the way, thank you, Sean, for most of the things we've done to put our case in the national sphere for conversation.
I'd like to also understand that there must be a kind of solution that the church and the Plateau is thinking. And we've seen this over the past administration. Under former Governor Zhang, we saw what became, perhaps in history of Plateau, a sad scenario that played out. Under Governor Lalong, it also played out. And now we're seeing the similar thing playing out under Governor Caleb Mutfwang. There must be a solution. Or is it the way that the Plateau people are going to be hacked down in their beds in the middle of the night, and they're going to be killed, their blood spilled, and nothing is going to happen? And that those who say sometimes some of these people will come back to attack the communities on the Plateau, also complain that they were attacked, they were killed, and therefore they came back and killed multiple of people. But in all of the reports, in all of the conversations, and the back and forth on the debate over what happened and what did not happen, what does the church think is a way out? What would you say is a solution to these melees?
Thank you. Yeah, let me just clearly say that the church has been working and reaching out to leading Muslim clerics in Plateau State to see how we can try to promote peaceful coexistence. It's important. The church is doing that, I can tell you that even this peace work, we actually contemplated if we could go out together with the Muslims, because there are certain Muslims who are very concerned. But Sean, make no mistake about it, and I think people all need to know, the armed Fulani herdsmen are causing havoc. We are not hearing enough Muslims, Fulani leaders coming out to condemn those actions in practical terms. The silence is troubling.
Is it fair, Reverend, to profile an ethnic group, to say that those killers and those who are attacking the communities on the Plateau are Fulanis? Is it fair to profile them in that way?
Yeah, it would look like profiling if you want to do drama, but if you're interested in investigating to find out exactly what's happening, then you remove the word profiling and you actually think, look, who are the perpetrators? Who are the people who come? You hear them speak Fulfude. Who speaks Fulfude in Nigeria? It's consistent. Hey, Sean, please, I've visited some of those places, whether it's Bokos or it's Bassa. How come that almost all the Fulani settlements have been in peace with literally none of these attackers going there? What does it communicate? We live in a country. I'm not profiling. Actually, I've got lots of Fulani friends. I need to tell you that lots of them, both those in power and those out of power. We have a problem. We have a problem that's why I use the qualifier, armed Fulani herdsmen. Some of them are terrorists. Some of them are armed. They're armed with AK-47. This is not news. The security knows it. This, like you described, women and children, completely harmless, innocent, on their beds, being attacked and killed in the dead of the night. And these communities are not able to defend themselves. Yes, the security could help them, but honestly, most of the times, not much happens. The security needs to do more. So would you continue to allow Christian communities to be attacked and killed in this manner? Please, it's been going on for nearly 2 decades. Somebody needs to wake up. Where are our policy makers? They shouldn't trivialize things. They shouldn't look for narratives to excuse it. That's why completely the church is rejecting the notion that it is communal clash. No, it's not.
All right. Reverend Gideon Paramalam, thank you so much. A Plateau-based clergy. Thank you so much indeed for your time. I appreciate it. And our heart goes out to the very good people of Plateau who have been affected and killed in these very senseless killings that we've seen on the Plateau. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you so much, Sean. And I wish you the best as you continue with the program.
Thank you so much.